Welcome to Holy Homestead in the Making. Today I have a 9.19 pound pork shoulder that I caught on sale about a month or two back. That was 99 cents a pound. And this week I want to, this is going to be my video for the week, is how we are going to utilize this 9-pound shoulder to feed our family, and so that we don't get pork shouldered out. We're going to make it in new and creative ways. The first thing I'm going to do is obviously make pulled pork. So I have already, I'm gonna have to throw it in the blender, but I have already started combining my seasonings. I had a recipe, don't have most of the stuff on it, so I'm just kind of making up my own thing at this point. But in this bowl, I have 3 tablespoons of Redmond real salt. I have a half tablespoon of paprika, and then I have 2.5 tablespoons of chili powder. I have probably about 4 tablespoons of garlic powder. And it calls, the recipe I'm making or not making, actually calls for 6 large sweet onion halves. I don't have that. And to be honest, my family is not the biggest fan of onions. I do like the flavor, not crazy about like biting into an onion. So I am just going to use this whole bag of Kroger chopped onions. I don't have the other that it calls for. This is going to make my life easier. So, and I want to get this in the oven and cooking, and then I'm going to go grocery shopping. So I'm not trying to go out and buy anything to make this work. I'm just going to use what I have. I have enough that it should be fine. So this is our seasoning. I am going to throw this into a blender just to for a while. Anyhow, so my garlic powder was clumped up, as you can see. This is after taking a knife and trying to, I don't know if you guys do this, but I cut this out because it wasn't going very well. I took the knife and like try to break it up. It was a little far gone. I don't know why my seasonings keep getting moisture in them. If you have this happen, let me know. Or if you know why this happens, let me know that too. Because I would really like to prevent this from happening in the future. Because it happens to me all the time. Now, I have seasonings above my stove. And I figure that the condensation as I cook goes up and gets in that. So I kind of understand that. But these seasonings are right, if you can see, they're right here on that thing. So I'm not really sure why that keeps happening, but anyhow, it does. So today I'm going to blend this up. It'll kind of like nicely incorporate it, and it'll also break up my garlic. So show you guys this. I've preheated my oven to 300 degrees. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and start heating up my cast iron. I had already done this earlier and then realized that I didn't have everything I needed to like start, so I turned it off so it didn't get too hot and burn up my oil. But I am going to still use these seasonings, which it may not be recommended for you to do this. I really don't know. I'm fine with it. You can let me know if you're not supposed to, but to be honest, I will probably still do it. I hate wasting stuff, so if it's going to prevent me from wasting garlic powder that I'm going to cook with, it's going to taste fine, I'm probably just going to. Alright, I think that is a lot better. So, oh yes, that's significant, guys. So, you would think. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I have this pan right here that's just a flat pan, and what I kind of intend on doing is just taking this pork shoulder out on that pan. Now, for the, I don't know, I say fun part, not really fun, I'm going to take a paper towel and kind of damp some of the moisture off of this pork shoulder. The recipe doesn't say to do this, but I have cooked enough meat that I know while you're searing, you don't particularly want, you don't particularly want a lot of moisture while you're trying to sear a meat. So I did one half of it. Now I'm going to flip it and do the under half. Wow, that is a lot of, that is crazy. Alright, I'm just going to use all these paper towels so it doesn't really matter that I'm touching them. And I'm just dabbing off. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm not so sure. I'm dabbing off the excess fluid. And then I'm just going to throw this away and I'll wash my hands after I get done doing this. So the first thing it says to do is to take your seasoning mixture and you want to press it into your meat. So I'm just kind of dabbing in the seasonings. And I really want it like on all the parts, you know? I'm making a really big mess. So what may be the easiest thing is to kind of dump some to do like parts, and I'm just kind of rocking it back and forth, season the bottom end of that. You want all that seasoning. That seasoning is flavor, and nobody wants some nasty, flavorless pulled pork. So now I'm going to take it and kind of do it on the back side. And as you can see, it's working pretty well. And I'm just pressing it in, putting it in all the little crevices, and maybe the moisture would have been a little helpful at this if I hadn't have done that, but you know, you live and you learn. So, and one thing interesting that I've learned from Becky from Acre Homestead is that seasonings a lot of times are awakened by being sauteed and oiled. So these seasonings should be, like the taste of them, intensified. And I'm just massaging all that rub into my meat. And I'm just pressing it in. I don't really want any kind of dull spots. I'm wanting this sucker covered. And I'm kind of just pulling at the meat. And we used every bit of that seasoning. So, what it tells you to do. Alright, so the seasoning is. So it says to put it in there and let it saute for about 3 minutes. My timer's went off. This has been searing for just about 3 minutes. And now I'm going to garlic powder. And then I did a whole pack of the Kroger onions that were chopped, the frozen kind. And so I used all the dry ingredients. I made a rub on top of my pork shoulder. I seared all the sides. Should have done it a little hotter, but you live and you learn. And this may not look very appetizing, but it is delicious. And it is fall off the bone, guys. It is literally, look at this. I just pulled this out with my hand. That's incredible to get that tender. Now, because this was such a big roast, I did have to cook it. I cooked it for probably about 7 hours at 300 degrees. Low and slow, guys. Low and slow. I mean, this stuff is so tender. It is just... Let's taste it. Oh, my word, y'all. That is good. So, what I'm kind of doing is just feeling... I was going to take a fork and shred this, but it is so tender that is really just not necessary. I am attempting to get most, if not all, the fatty bits out. I mean, how incredible is this? You know, this did take a while, but this is a pop it in the oven and forget it type of thing. So actually, work included. It really actually wasn't very laborsome. £3 and 5 ounces, 5.7 ounces, 3 pounds and 5.7 ounces. It went from 9 pounds, 9.19 pounds down to 3 pounds. That means that bone and the fat was about 6 pounds. That's nuts. Anyways, this is plenty of meat. I'm very happy with this. I'm very tired. But stay tuned and see what I intend to do with all this barbecue meat with just 2, really, that's going to probably eat it. Comment and give me some good ideas about what to do with this, because I have a whole nother pork shoulder the exact same size or similar size in my freezer. So how much do you think this would have cost you had you went and got this much barbecue from a barbecue joint? That would have been crazy. This is probably $50 worth of barbecue meat, probably. I don't know. I don't go get barbecue, if we're being honest, but I would think that this would be a lot. I know that I seen my cousin had a birthday party and they served barbecue, and they had just like a little nacho tray that apparently they spent a lot of money on. So I feel like this looks like far more than $9 worth of meat. Feeling pretty good about myself. Saving my family some money. As always, guys, if you like what you saw today, like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time, guys.